The cultural dimensions of jealous experience. The universality of jealousy as a human emotion is matched only by the remarkable diversity in how it is experienced, expressed, and interpreted across different cultures and societies. While certain aspects of jealousy appear to be pancultural constants, such as the basic emotional experience of threat to valued relationships, the specific triggers, behavioral expressions, and social meanings of jealousy vary dramatically across cultural contexts, providing crucial insights into the interplay between evolved psychological mechanisms and cultural learning in shaping human emotional experience. Anthropological research has revealed fascinating variations in how different cultures conceptualize and respond to romantic jealousy. Margaret Mead's pioneering ethnographic work documented societies where what Western cultures would consider extreme jealousy was normative and expected, alongside societies where jealousy was rare and socially discouraged. The Dobuans, for example, were characterized by intense jealous guardianship of everything from wives to yams, with social life organized around suspicion and competition. In contrast, the Samoans were described as a society where jealousy was relatively uncommon, with more fluid and open attitudes toward romantic relationships. More recent cross-cultural research has provided systematic evidence for cultural variation in jealousy, while also revealing universal patterns. A comprehensive study involving 11 societies across 5 continents found that while men in all societies tended to be more upset than women by sexual infidelity, the magnitude of this gender difference varied significantly across cultures. Cultural factors such as the degree of paternal investment in child-rearing, attitudes toward concurrent relationships, and economic systems all influenced how jealousy was experienced and expressed. The cultural dimension of jealousy becomes particularly apparent when examining societies with different marriage and relationship systems. In polygamous societies where multiple wives are culturally sanctioned and expected, the dynamics of jealousy take on different meanings and expressions compared to monogamous societies. Research among the Himba pastoralists of Namibia, for example, revealed that while jealousy exists in this culture, it operates within a context where both husbands and wives commonly have multiple concurrent sexual partners, and where such relationships can actually enhance rather than threaten the primary marriage. Cultural attitudes toward gender roles and sexuality profoundly influence jealousy patterns. In cultures with more rigid gender role expectations and greater emphasis on female sexual purity, women's sexual behavior is more heavily monitored and controlled, leading to different patterns of jealousy expression compared to cultures with more egalitarian gender roles. Similarly, cultures that emphasize male sexual dominance and conquest may show different patterns of male jealousy compared to cultures that value emotional intimacy and partnership equality. Religious and moral systems provide another crucial cultural lens through which jealousy is interpreted and regulated. In some religious traditions, jealousy is viewed as a natural and even divinely sanctioned emotion that reflects appropriate concern for marital fidelity and family honor. Other religious or philosophical traditions may view jealousy as a spiritual failing that reflects attachment, ego, and lack of trust in divine providence. These different religious frameworks create different cultural contexts for experiencing and responding to jealous feelings. Economic and social structures also influence jealousy patterns across cultures. In societies where women have limited economic opportunities and depend heavily on male partners for survival, emotional infidelity by male partners may be particularly threatening because it signals potential loss of essential resources. In contrast, in societies where women have greater economic independence, The threat of emotional infidelity may be less catastrophic, leading to different patterns of jealous response. The concept of honor and shame cultures provides another framework for understanding cultural variation and jealousy. In honor-shame cultures, individual and family reputation is paramount, and sexual behavior that violates cultural norms brings shame not only to the individual, but to their entire family and social network. In such contexts, jealousy may be expressed through elaborate honor restoration rituals or through violence that is seen as necessary to restore damaged reputation. In contrast, guilt-innocence cultures may emphasize individual conscience and personal responsibility, leading to different patterns of jealousy expression. Language and cultural metaphors shape how jealousy is conceptualized and communicated. Different cultures use different metaphors to describe jealousy, some emphasizing fire and burning, others emphasizing poison or disease, still others emphasizing animals or supernatural forces. These metaphorical frameworks influence not only how jealousy is communicated, but also how it is experienced subjectively and what responses are considered appropriate. The historical dimension adds another layer to cultural understanding of jealousy. Attitudes toward jealousy can change dramatically within cultures over time in response to social, economic, and technological changes. In the United States, for example, attitudes toward jealousy underwent significant transformation during the 1960s and 1970s, with jealousy becoming increasingly viewed as a negative emotion, associated with possessiveness and insecurity, rather than as a natural and even virtuous response to relationship threats. These historical changes often reflect broader social transformations in gender roles, sexual norms, and relationship structures. The rise of individualistic values, women's economic independence, and more fluid relationship models have all contributed to changing attitudes toward jealousy in many Western societies. Similar transformations are occurring in many other cultures as globalization spreads Western values and relationship models around the world. Cultural learning processes begin early in development and shape how children learn to interpret and respond to jealousy. Children observe how adults in their culture express and manage jealousy, learn cultural rules about appropriate and inappropriate jealous behaviors, and internalize cultural values about relationships, fidelity, and emotional expression. These early learning experiences create cultural templates that influence jealousy responses throughout the lifespan. The role of media and popular culture in shaping jealousy norms cannot be understated in modern societies. Movies, television shows, literature, and music all convey messages about what jealousy means, when it is justified, and how it should be expressed. These media messages often reinforce cultural stereotypes about gender differences in jealousy, while also potentially creating new norms and expectations about romantic relationships. Migration and cultural contact create complex dynamics around jealousy as individuals navigate between different cultural systems with varying norms and expectations. Immigrants may find their traditional jealousy patterns challenged by new cultural contexts, while their children may develop hybrid patterns that combine elements from multiple cultural traditions. These multicultural contexts provide natural experiments for understanding how cultural learning shapes jealousy responses. The digital age has created new cultural contexts for jealousy that transcend traditional geographical and cultural boundaries. Social media platforms create new opportunities for jealousy triggers, while also creating global communities with their own norms and expectations about romantic relationships and jealousy. These digital environments may be creating new cultural patterns of jealousy that differ from traditional patterns in important ways. Cross-cultural research on jealousy has important implications for therapeutic practice. Therapists working with clients from different cultural backgrounds need to understand how cultural factors shape their clients' jealousy experiences and what interventions may be culturally appropriate and effective. What works for clients from individualistic cultures may not work for clients from collectivistic cultures, and vice versa. The cultural dimension of jealousy also raises important questions about universal versus relative approaches to understanding human emotions. While jealousy appears to be a universal human experience, its cultural variation suggests that there is no single correct way to experience or express this emotion. This cultural relativism has implications for how we define healthy versus unhealthy jealousy and what interventions we recommend for individuals struggling with jealousy-related problems. Understanding cultural variation in jealousy also provides insights into the flexibility and adaptability of human emotional systems. The fact that the same basic emotional mechanisms can be shaped by culture to produce such different patterns of experience and expression testifies to the remarkable plasticity of human psychology and the importance of cultural learning in shaping even our most intimate emotional experiences.